All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the MetsXM FanZone Live Podcast, home of your everything New York Mets. Yeah, you are seeing it live on a new platform. You are seeing us on all of our social media platforms. We are live on TikTok. We're live on Instagram. We are live on YouTube. We are live on our new live stream on Rumble, and we're live on Facebook Live. First of all, again, like I said, I am Anthony. I'm here. I'm going to be talking all of your New York Mets news. I am a writer and ghostwriter for the New York Mets, and also giving you guys your latest New York Mets news. If you guys love our shows, smash and like that button so that way you guys can see all of your New York Mets news live right here on our live streams. We got a special guest coming in on Wednesday. He's going to be talking sports with us. He's going to be chatting with us on all of the latest updates, headlines, and we're going to see this guy come in every Wednesday now from our here on. And we also would like to announce our new live show. So me and him are going to be having a live show going on Wednesdays, which our special guest will be coming in on Wednesday. And we are going to be talking sports going on in February. So we're going to be, our new show will be live February, the first Wednesday of February. And he's going to go live with us in studio. You guys are going to be checking this out live with me. So if you guys, again, love the show, make sure that you guys hit like and smash that button to get all of your Mets live news. So we got some really good headline stories for you guys today, and we got a lot of Alonso news. We got a lot of analysts, which I'm going to be talking with you guys. But if you guys want me to answer any of your questions, make sure that you smash and like that button down below. Also, write your comments in the comment section down below so that way I can analyze each and every question that our viewers have. Also, just to let you guys know too, if you go to the star on Facebook, and if you are watching us on our Facebook wall, and if you hit the star button, and your comments will be answered live on our show, and also on YouTube. If you super chat us on YouTube, your question will be bumped up on our live video. Plus, we're going to have our special host do those in February, which we're very excited to announce this special guest, because hopefully we can get him on regularly on our show. So we are really hoping for that. So let's go into the first topic of today, which we all been talking about. We all want to know what's going on with Pete Alonso. So I could give you guys the logistics of what Pete Alonso news that we have here. So now, if you guys haven't seen the show early this morning and haven't hear me talk about this, obviously, as a media personality and obviously as a media writer, which I write, I'm a ghostwriter, so I write for a lot of reporters around the league of baseball and around the Mets circle, and I do a lot of that reporting. I do a lot of those stories, and we get to know things when we're writing for these people. And what it is about is not only are you writing the story, but you're they're writing it. I proofread it. I proofread it, and then I put my thoughts down on paper. So that's kind of how it actually sort of works. We proof it, reread it, we post it online for a lot of these reporters. A lot of these reporters they got time, but they don't have time to post it on all these websites. So that's where I come into play. So, and then when we talk about headlines, and then we talk about rumors and sourcing, yes, I will start to post outsourcing. A lot of you guys always say, "What's your sourcing? What's the sourcing?" Where do you get your articles? First of all, I don't get my articles. I get it firsthand by media relations. That's number one. We get it from the New York Mets, and we also get it from the press, the press releasers from the Mets. So to show you guys, well, I'm not gonna. I'll show you, but this is a media sheet. Now, this is what we get in our emails. And we get this sent each and every day to us. And I'm not going to read exactly on what I have here, but they give us, our CCC. They give us the headlines of the day. They also give us the press releases. All the writers, all the personality hosts get a whole big name on here. So that's kind of one of them. And then on the second hand, then we get topics that we're allowed to talk about and topics that we're not allowed to talk about. There are key words, there are key headlines that we're not to speak on. And because, if we speak on them, then we get sued. So we got to be careful on what we say or what we put out there. However, we're allowed to, put our opinions and our twist on them. So we got one top media relation press release, which again, that's this. And we have where it says discussions on Pete Alonso, discussions with Steve Cohen, discussions on David Stern, discussions with Carlos Beltran. So, I mean, we have all of the information here. Steve Cohen has been actively communicating with Scott Boras and Pete Alonso because everybody wants to know exactly what's going on with Pete and where we are in communications. Are they actively getting a contract done? And that here says it all. I mean, the Mets throwing out this press release and saying that the communications with Scott Boras to be finalizing the terms. According to the latest information, Pete Alonso is expected to receive a new offer through David Stearns through Scott Boras and David Stearns are in communications as of today. So around 8 o'clock to 9 a.m., they were in the room and they were discussing some projected deals. Now, everybody knows that the projected deal is at 3 to 4 years. That's kind of where we're hearing in regards to Pete Alonso, in regards to Scott Boras talking with the New York Mets. The latest on Pete is 3 years with every year as an opt-out clause. So that's kind of where they're going with in regards to where they want to go. And what is going to be said. So that's kind of like where we're at this moment in time. Pete Alonso could very well sign in the upcoming couple of days. And that's kind of where the logistics of a finalized deal could be made. So going into this report, we do now officially have that in hand. Now let's move on to another topic that we are hearing in Jesse Winker. What's going on with Jesse Winker? What are the Mets planning on moving forward with? So there is a deal being brought to the table today with Jesse Winker. We are hearing that a deal could work at 3 years at $66 million. That's kind of where they are in regards to Jesse Winker. We don't have anything officially finalized just yet on Winker, but we do know that the Mets are still in communications, and they are looking to bring in Jesse Winker at this moment of time. So they are looking to re-sign him and bring him in. Pretty much bringing him back to the New York Mets. So that's one deal to look forward to. Now, let's talk on a little bit with some relief pitching. What are we looking in there? Is there something that the Mets are looking at this time? Right now, there are two pitchers that the Mets are in communications with: Shelby Miller and also Jose Urrea. Those are two top pitchers that the Mets are looking at. Now, with Jose Urrea, he was 5-8 with a 3.80. And Shelby Miller was 6-8 with a 4.53 ERA. And these are two guys that are on the free agent market and could very well come over to the New York Mets. Now, talking with a Mets re-sign, the Mets are looking to re-sign Drew Smith. This is something that we heard coming into our desk early this morning, that the Mets are looking to make a finalized deal for 2 years on Drew Smith at we're hearing like $6 to $8 million. It's still unclear. We don't have an actual official word from the Mets on this just yet, but we are hearing that Drew Smith could very well come back to the New York Mets to a 2-year at close to $6 or $8 million. So this might be something that we will hear in the upcoming days ahead. And if this actually happens, what does this bring into that bullpen spot? I think it brings a little bit depth. To be fair, I think going with Shelby Miller, he would be really, really good for that bullpen spot, because we know on how good he can pitch when you got a 7th inning spot or an 8th inning spot. Shelby Miller has a really nice ratio of strikeouts at close to 80 to 90 strikeouts. So we could probably something coming out of Shelby. And what I do like out of Shelby Miller, his strike zone rate is down. It's not so far up into the strike zone. He likes his sliders. He likes his four-seam fastball. He likes his splitter. I think what's very effective to see out of Shelby Miller is that slider. We know on how good and effective he is with 115 innings pitched, going at 117. So we might see something being sparking there. I think that he would make a really good 7th inning slot guy, because I think with Shelby Miller, I mean, yes, he has been hurt a little bit. He has been banged up a little bit. But he can look really nice into that bullpen spot, especially next to Edwin Diaz. The Mets are not going to bring back Adam Ottavino, because I think the Mets are completely part ways from him. But you need a guy that could be put into that 7th inning or 8th inning spot, which again could be Shelby Miller. And I think that the Mets should really look into that a little bit more. I know that there are discussions in maybe bringing this guy in, but hopefully we get to hear some news coming in weeks ahead, because the Mets are looking to fill up just a little bit of that roster spot. So this could be a really good move for the Mets going forward. Then we could talk with Jose Urrea, another slot pitcher, going with 5 wins, 8 losses with a 3.80. And what do we see out of him? He's got a really good slider. He likes to throw a little bit cutter on the outside at 117. close to 150. He likes the slider thrown a lot, but he likes to do the fastball, which is high up and in. He's been a little bit more effective up in the strike zone with 128 innings pitched last year. I mean, he wasn't that bad. He wasn't really so underperformed, but if the Mets could really go and get this guy and bring him into a slot, I think it could be very well effective to see him going into a nice spot moving forward. So I think this would be really good for Mets if they planning on going with a guy that could be really good coming out of the pen. And I don't think the Mets are really going to go out and get another starter. But, I mean, there is a lot of chatter with the Mets possibly picking up the Japanese pitcher. So we'll hear a little bit more on that. I'm going to have some news for a lot of you guys because I know you guys want to know what's going on with that. We're going to have that in our Wednesday show. So stay tuned for the Wednesday show so that way you guys can get more of the Sasaki pitcher. Maybe we'll hear something in the next 48 hours on this guy. So I think he would make a really nice addition to the New York Mets. Now, moving on. Now, if you guys want to hear all the details, want to read all the details, we have it in our show notes. If you go to our show notes at MetsXMFanZone.org podcast, you can see all the articles. You can read all of my analysis. I write everything on it. So if you guys would like to learn the details of what you guys heard in today's live podcast, you guys can read all the articles on our website by going to MetsXMFanZone.org. We give you guys all of your latest Mets live news, articles, live streams, and much more. Also, if you guys were looking for a live stream service for this year, we are giving spring training risk-free on our website by going to MetsXMFanZone.org. We give you uninterrupted live streams, no ads, no blocks, no TV providers. You can take it on the go anywhere, and you are VPN secured if you're looking for a live streaming service. DirecTV is going away from SNY. A lot of apps are going away from SNY, and we're the only online streaming service that will give you Mets coverage and Met games throughout the whole entire season. And plus, it's cheap. I mean, the membership is really cheap. It's $12.99 a month, and you get in every game with uninterrupted, no advertisements, no TV providers, and we were ranked number 1 on Google this year for the best live streaming service. So you guys got to go and check it out. And plus, we got 600,000 members on our platform. Last year we had a close to 480. It was like right on the start at 480. But now, we got close to like 680, almost 700. So, if you want to be a part of the MetsXM FanZone Nation, you must check it out by going to MetsXMFanZone.org. We give you all of your latest live streams, news feeds, and much more. You guys got to go and check it out today on our live streams. We would like to thank you guys for watching. If you guys would like to learn more, hear all the news that we are giving you today, you guys could share, like, subscribe. Put your comments in the comment section down below. We're going to answer all of your questions in our next live stream. And also, come check us out Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 7 a.m. And then you can come hear our late show at 4:30 p.m. on selective days, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Also, we'll have a special guest coming in February, the start of our first live stream, which will be our new live show. We got our special guest going to come in, and he's going to be live streaming. He's going to be live streaming with me on February. Can't wait to announce him. I think you guys are going to be shocked and amazed on who you guys going to see. He is a great personality, loves talking Mets, played single A ball for the Mets too, and we're going to announce him on the show in February, and he's going to join us every Friday, hopefully in February. So we're waiting to get the word, but you guys are gonna come and enjoy our shows. So make sure that you guys do that by sharing, liking, and subscribing. And to give you all of your New York Mets news, you guys can share it right here on our podcast show. All right, so we'll see you guys later. And don't forget, we got some Mets. Don't forget, we got some Pete Alonso. I think Pete Alonso will definitely resign. I think the Mets are going to go out and get some more pitching. I do think that the Mets are going to go and do a lot of cool things going into the 2025 season. Hopefully we'll get to hear a little bit more on the latest news with Pete. But as of right now, on this press release here, by reading this, it sounds very convincing to me that the Mets will be signing Pete Alonso for $90 million for 3 years. That's kind of where we're hearing right now in the news going into today, that Pete Alonso and the New York Mets are very close to a deal, to a 3-year, $90 million, and each and every year on an opt-out. Hopefully this would be very stable. Hopefully we give everybody a little bit at ease, because I know a lot of people, want to know exactly what's going on with Pete, which by far, it's understandable. But hopefully we'll get to hear some news going into before spring training. Pete signs with the Mets. But that's kind of where we're at. Everybody else is eliminated. All the teams have been eliminated. I double checked my sources. I talked to a lot of people in the organization to know. I dig deep on this today. I want to be able to get it out there for all of our fans, so that way we don't get yelled or screamed at. Nah, just joking. So that way we could give you guys the latest news at confidence. So hopefully this would be a little bit more convincing to our fans, and we'll know a little bit more as weeks ahead. So that's the latest right here on the MetsXM FanZone live stream. We'll see you guys real soon. Be safe, be well, and let's go Mets.